Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first of many, the Brad and Christa show.
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am Brad.
And I am Christa.
As you may have deduced, I know it was a big deduction, but we are not young, but we're not old yet.
No.
We're somewhere in the squishy middle. What are we called now?
Middle-aged.
We're not boomers.
No, we are not. We are Gen Xers.
Gen Xers, which means that...
Generation X.
Which means that we had the distinct privilege of growing up in the 80s and early 90s.
Yes.
And let me tell you what, folks. We have a list of advantages. Oh, yes. Many, many, many advantages.
Oh, yes.
But I want you to decide in the chat whether or not you think that it's an advantage or a disadvantage. To be fair.
Yeah, to be fair. Yeah.
Because we had a little more freedom.
Oh, just a little. Just a little.
Things that would get CPS called on you today would probably just be normal back then. I mean, and I'm not talking about being stupid and hurting people and doing... No. I'm saying just like kids being out late, unsupervised. Kind of a normal thing. So today, you are going to type in the live chat what you think about life in the 80s and 90s and whether or not we have moved ahead or gone backward. Dun, dun, dun. All right. The first one on our list, I got to say, I think I still do it.
Yeah, you do.
And I get shellacked for it every time we make a video. Somebody rightly says, "Hey, you should be doing this, and you're not doing this." And I know somebody who got really hurt, and I always feel bad.
Right.
I always feel bad when they say it because I'm like,
yeah,
I didn't mean to make you feel bad, and you're right. What is it?
Wearing a helmet.
Riding a bike without
a helmet.
Man, that was just normal.
Right. We didn't have helmets. It was not a thing to have a bicycle helmet. Motorcycle helmet? Yes, that was maybe later, but yeah, it was not a thing for us to have bicycle helmets.
Well, even if you played football just shortly before we were young, your helmet would have been a thin piece of leather that you would have folded up and put in your back pocket to take with.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm exaggerating a little.
Right. But it is true. They did have leather helmets.
In the beginning.
In the very beginning. Yes.
I'm being hyperbolic.
But then, like for the helmets when we were in high school, it was just a 1-bar guard across the front of the face. Not this huge face mask and
laser beams.
Right, exactly. So
sharks.
It just all of the
sharks orbiting your head at all times with at least 2 to 3 people monitoring your spinal cord at all times.
You're trying to be funny, but it is actually true.
I know.
Soccer players, football players, football over in
the beautiful game
over the pond, they do wear harnesses with on their backs and on their chests to monitor their
stats.
Their stats. Thank you. I
don't know what I'm doing. With my hands.
You don't know what to do with your hands, do you?
Okay. They're stats.
Yes, I know. I was just drawing a blank.
I actually think that that a lot of that is for performance.
Sure.
So that they can be better footballers.
Where can we be better as footballers?
Well, knowing when to dive when you would get away with it versus when to dive when you might not. I actually like soccer. I like football.
We watch soccer several times a week.
And I'm one of those weirdos. I get it. Whatever. America, throw ball. I like kickball, soccer, football.
Yes. Yes.
So riding around without a helmet after school was one of the best things I can remember having growing up. When I left school, even as early as elementary school, if I was in 5th grade, I remember getting my bike lock off and I would book it out of there, just ching, 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 ching. And I don't even know how far away from the school my house was, but in my mind's eye, I think it must have been at least 3 or 4 miles.
Had to have been.
And I would never go straight home.
No.
It was always either to a friend's house or into the woods, because there was a subdivision that we lived in that had a big wooded area. And we would build tree forts and we would do stuff. And sometimes I would drop my books off at home, but sometimes it was straight out into the woods and building tree forts with my buddy Deke. And I loved that. And then we just knew when it was time to come home for dinner because it started getting dark.
Yeah. Yeah. The street lights came on. I never had the pleasure of riding home after school. I never was able to ride my bike to school and back home. We lived too far away. I always had to ride the bus. But the minute we got home, I'm unlocking that front door and getting my stuff dropped off, and I'm out the door.
You were riding BMX trails with your 10-speed.
That's right, baby. That's right.
You think I'm kidding?
He's not. He's not kidding. I had a 10-speed bike that I used on BMX trails. Not small 10, like the big 26-inch tires.
She's out there skating with Tony Hawk. He's doing kick flips, and she's like endoing her 10-speed. No, I was lucky just to get up the hill. And I didn't do tricks. I just was riding the hills. Here is one of the for sure tests if you grew up as a Gen Xer or you did not. How many of you have drank from the fire hose? And I mean the garden hose when it's laying out in the sun. The fire hose, garden hose.
Gosh. That's
you're like,
so hot.
Lips burning. Cannot think straight.
It can burn you.
Hose burn you. Bad.
Yeah. You had to wait. You had to wait till the cold water was coming through the hose before you could touch it.
I actually became quite the connoisseur of which hose tasted the best.
The green hoses or the orange hoses? Which one?
The cheaper the hose, the worse the taste.
That's not surprising.
It's kind of like there's a bunch of chemicals being leached into my body.
Goodness.
So, yeah, that's most certainly a litmus test whether you grew up in the 80s. What do you guys think are litmus tests? And I know this next one we're going to talk about is for sure a litmus test. Because I remember the day that this became law and everyone was like, what? I'm never doing that. That's the stupidest thing ever and ever, all stupidness. And why would they ever make me do that? The government overreach has gone out of control. What was it?
Wearing a seatbelt.
Seatbelt, excuse me.
Wearing a seatbelt.
Maybe I drank too much from the fire hose.
Yeah, maybe.
Seatbelts.
Well, they started out with just a lap belt, right?
I remember when it was, it was a big deal. Like,
it's a big deal. I'm not wearing that thing. No, this is ridiculous. I can't wiggle around in my seat. It's keeping me from doing the things. Yeah. And then the shoulder strap came in.
Oh, the shoulder strap.
And I'll be honest with you, I still hate the shoulder strap.
The shoulder strap.
Because it inevitably, and you may not have this problem, but as a female, I have this problem where the seatbelt automatically just kind of pulls over and is just pulling across my neck. And yeah, it's...
I know people who hate the seatbelt so much to this day that they'll click it behind themselves. Because it still goes beep, 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 beep.
Yeah, it shows that you were wearing your seatbelt.
Some cars come equipped with an actual hand that comes out and knocks you in the head like this until you click your seatbelt.
Yeah, that gets annoying.
Seatbelts.
Yeah.
Okay, now, the funny thing about this is that it most certainly has saved lives.
Oh, absolutely.
There's no doubt.
Absolutely.
There's no doubt in my mind. The data is there. Mm-hmm. But then the question is, why were we so upset about wearing a seatbelt? Government can't tell me what to do.
That's probably ultimately it.
Well, and I'm coughing, which reminded me of another one. I actually think this one I agree with, but I also, I don't know, see what you think, because we're not smokers. Mm-mm. But smoking was everywhere. Mm-hmm. I mean, everywhere. Mm-hmm. And I got to tell you what, I've never been a smoker, and for me, it's always made me cough being around people that smoke.
Me too.
I still defend your right to do it.
Yes.
I still do. You want to do that, even though I disagree with it health-wise, that's up to you. Mm-hmm. That's between you and your spouse and God, and that's it.
Yeah.
But that said, it always bugged me, like, because we're young enough to have been on airplane flights where some person was next to you and there's no way to escape.
No. The fact that you could smoke you could smoke on an airplane anyway, this pressurized tube flying through the air, and there, that always boggled my mind on how that was a thing.
And again, I support people. If you want to do that, even though I disagree with it, I'm not gonna say that there should be a law. I just think that there should be a law to say, I don't want to deal with it, so you deal with it over there.
And that's what has ultimately happened, is they have not allowed cigarettes, being smoked indoors anywhere, and so they have them only outdoors, 100 feet from the front door, and yeah, it's a little excessive, but I get it.
Now, here's one that I would be shocked if there weren't phone calls made to governmental agencies to remove children that this is how you were raised. How many of you know what the term latchkey kid is? A latchkey kid.
I do.
And it was not a thing that anybody thought was a big deal. Well, what is a latchkey kid?
Well, for those of you who are younger, don't know what a latchkey kid is, it is where a child, like we were talking about earlier, would come home from school. There was no parent at home. You would either ride your bike home from school or ride the bus, and you had a house key. Latch key. It was latched to your bag it was mostly in your backpack. You would open up the door and you are there home alone, no matter how old you were.
Have dinner's in the freezer, kid.
Yeah. If you're hungry, it's in there.
Dinner's in the freezer. And you know what? I actually think a lot of that had to do with when society changed and parents wanted to have good things for their families, but they realized in order to do that, they both had to work.
Yes. Yeah, in the 80s.
So if you want a nice house, they both got to work.
Yeah. You want 2 cars, they both have to work. Right.
Or you want to take a vacation once a year, they both got to work.
Yep.
And decisions had to be made. You either wanted those things and had to make choices.
Yep.
Or else you just lived without.
Right.
We personally actually I know this was long after we were kids, but when we had kids, we made conscious decisions to say, no, we'll just live a lower lifestyle.
Yeah. Yeah. And we did. I stayed at home, worked with the kids. I didn't work outside the home. It's what we chose to do. And I would not ever go back and do anything else.
No way.
Because I know what it was like when I was a kid.
No. Now, here's a fun one. Think of all of the playgrounds that you've been on as a kid in the 80s. All the cuts I've gotten.
Oh, scars I have.
The road rash. All of the go over there and play, kids, for 2 or 3 hours. by yourself.
Yep.
Asphalt and metal everywhere.
Yeah.
And it's just normal.
Oh, and the slides. The slides. Think of the metal slides.
Think of the bodily fluids on slides.
No, I'm thinking of those metal slides.
I am too.
In the middle of summer. They're ovens. You could cook eggs on them. They were that hot. And you got instant 3rd-degree burns going down these slides.
That would be a video to watch. Just drop a few eggs, like crack them open.
Yes.
Slide them down one of those metal slides.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember where this was. I think it was in New York. It could have been New Jersey, but there was some theme parked adventure park that was so notorious. And in the live chat, or not live chat, but in the chat, put this down. I saw a documentary. I just forget where it was, but they were so notorious for people getting hurt because their safety standards were so low that they shut down more than once.
Oh my.
But it kind of became this weird badge of honor for people that were like, yeah, I went down the luge on that roller skate thing, like 90 miles an hour.
Oh my goodness.
Hair on fire. Yeah, I got this gigantic chunk of my leg out and nothing happened.
No.
So they just kept, getting shut down and then reopening.
Wait a couple months, reopen, and yeah.
So there is a big question at the end of this. This is not just nostalgia.
No.
There is a big question.
Mm-hmm.
So stranger danger.
So crazy. It was totally theoretical when we were kids.
Yeah, well.
It was.
Yeah.
It was never. You don't talk to strangers, but it was never. They're going to take you if you talk to strangers. It was not that. It was just, you don't know this person, don't talk to them. They were never given any kind of warning. The kids, me, anybody, were not given warnings on, these are possibilities of what could happen. Don't get into the big white van.
With no windows.
And
that weird guy.
Don't go with the guy that says, "Hey, I've got some candy for you,"
Would you like some candy,
or some puppies. Would you like to come play with the puppies?
Excuse me.
No. It's
Well,
but we would be gone for hours. I mean, all day, and we never heard of anything about kids being abducted. Ever.
Disappeared.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the thing. I'm sure that they happened.
I'm sure they happened, yes.
But we didn't know about it.
Nope. Because you know why? We didn't watch the news 24/7.
Well, there wasn't a 24-hour news cycle.
It was only at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 11 o'clock.
Yeah, the news cycle. What was it? What was the big world event that changed to a 24-hour news cycle? Was it 9/11?
I don't think so. I think it was before then.
There was some big world event that I believe it was 9/11. It could have been different. It could have been earlier. Yeah. But there was some big world event that changed everything and made it go from those set times to networks that did 24/7.
Yeah.
And I think that sometimes now they have to make stories up. Because there isn't news going on.
There's not enough news to fill 24 hours on 50 different stations. So a lot of it is co-opted from one station to another.
All right, we're getting to the big question here in a second. But before we do, I've got one of my favorites. Playing with firecrackers and BB guns when we were kids, and it was like totally okay. Without any supervision.
Yep.
It was just like, you got your BB gun and we went out into the woods and plinked around and you had your little firecrackers and we built all kinds of things that fortunately I kept all my digits somehow.
Thankfully.
I don't know how, but that was just kind of normal.
Yeah. Yeah. Insane. I mean, I would never played with fireworks or bottle rockets or anything like that when I was a kid, but just because it was never around.
Tell me about your sunscreen usage today versus then. Your sunscreen, going out in the sun, and because
truthful,
we never used any.
I still don't.
That explains your glow.
I still don't. I have olive skin, so I don't burn necessarily. I tan. So it's not, I don't use sunscreen.
Now, I know that there's a lot of people that do have to be concerned about that, and we're not trying to say anything negative toward your situation or somebody you know.
Right.
I just remember growing up, and the only time that my mom ever bought sunscreen is if we were going to the beach. Mm. And I think it's just because we were going to be out all day. I mean, all day.
All day and in the water where the sun is reflecting and it's more intense. Yeah. And that makes sense. But yeah, and the types of sunscreens there are, oof.
I don't know.
I'm gonna tread lightly on that one because there's a lot of folks that
you make up your own mind.
Yeah.
All right, question for you then, as we round out today. Are we better off? Was it better trading off freedom, fun, figuring it out on your own for a little more safety, a little more bubble wrap around your body whenever you would go anywhere? Is it worth it? Because now that I'm older and we've got grandkids now, I wonder to myself, was I better off by having all that freedom and just figure it out? Or are kids now better off by being a little more protected? And I personally have my opinion, but I'm interested to hear what you have to say.
Yeah. I believe that there's a little bit too much bubble around the kids today.
This is a personal opinion.
Okay. I believe that kids do need to have a little bit more freedom within reason. Kids do need boundaries. But I think that the bubble needs to be popped just a bit. Yes. It needs to be popped because there's moms, and I'm speaking from experience. We have 7 kids and we have 7 grandchildren. And speaking from experience, being a helicopter mom is too much bubble. Too much bubble. I think kids need to be able to figure things out.
That's one thing I noticed they don't do.
Exactly. Moms got to stop managing it for your kids. Kids got to be able to figure stuff out.
Kids got a kid.
Kids got a kid. Exactly. They got to be able to get dirty. Whatever, man.
I think it was better personally growing up in the 80s because I had to figure things out.
Yes.
It was not like now, in that if you're not force-fed it in a way that somebody at school wants you to believe it, then it does not good.
Yeah.
Well, I personally wanted to come up with my own ideas and my own thoughts and build things and figure out how to live life.
Yeah.
Not because someone said, "Here, this is how you live life."
Yeah.
So what do you think?
Yeah.
That's it.
Yep.
Don't use that term again. That's the term that shall not be used.
Whatever.
Oh my gosh, we're going to get in trouble. So, I'm Brad.
I'm Christa.
And this is the Brad and Christa Show.
You have a blessed and amazing day.